something's broken with the way creators are trying to build an audience that they can monetize and sell their offers to. Because how come you have 1 million subscribers and struggle to pay your editors? So if it's not about how many people are watching, it has everything to do with who's watching. I would know because I spent years building a cult-like audience of buyers with over 1 million followers, millions in sales for myself and my clients. Every video I make sells 5 figures of my products in a hobby niche. So we naturally think that the path is simple. Make more videos, get more views, build a bigger audience, and make more sales. But that assumes that all audiences are the same. But the truth is that there are 2 fundamentally different types of audiences that we can build: viewers and buyers audience. If you're watching this, you're clever, you're not trying to just get views and sponsors, because you know that unarguably the better way to grow wealth and not a quick cash grab is by selling your own products to the audience you're building. And here's the key part: the offer, whatever it is, it always fundamentally solves some kind of a problem. But viewers click without having a problem they need solved. Viewers watch because they're interested in the topic of your video. So if you promote something and you get ghosted, they lose respect to you, and that's understandable because they followed you for you as a person or to kill time with good content. But the right audience wants to be sold to, because buyers click with a problem already agitated in their mind. They watch because they have an active problem they need a solution for yesterday. The best example of how not to do it is Yes Theory. After a decade of making videos you watch while eating a lunch, they tried selling a course on how to make it on YouTube or something. And the backlash was so insane they removed all the videos and marketing campaigns within like 72 hours, as if it never existed. But when you do it right, as I'm about to show you, people will watch everything you put out. They comment asking when the next course is coming. And if someone on Reddit asks for channel recommendations in your niche, your name is on that list. So if you're the person that ever felt, nah man, I don't want to sell a course or membership, it just feels wrong, right? That means you've built the wrong audience and became an entertainer, not an expert. This discomfort tells you that. So what do you do so that every piece of content you make from now on attracts people who actually want to buy from you? Whatever content you make, it needs to communicate 3 non-negotiable things at the same time. First is that your content solves a pain point that someone can have at 5:30 p.m. on a Saturday. Like, the problem comes to them first. Imagine you have to get a comment saying, I can't believe you just made a video about this. I was literally trying to solve that today. It's not by accident, it's by design. Second is that the solution you give them in the content needs to be better, faster, cheaper, needs to save them energy compared to what they were doing before. This is obvious, but not everyone gets it. It can be something they've seen for the 50th time. Imagine you need to get comments like, wow, I can't believe I'm learning this only right now. And the third step is that you need to convince them that you're the best person for them to learn from. So if you teach people how to play a guitar, but you suck, or if you're a fat personal trainer, it ain't gonna work. Look, this is crucial here. Your info might be great, but there are broke 18-year-olds making content on investing, getting insane views and all the comments you can imagine. So their viewers believe the info works, but you are not the one to learn it from or go forward with and take the next step, right? You essentially become a free educator for your competitors' customers. All right, let me give you an example. So we have one title, Top 3 AI Tools for Content Creators. That's a pure viewer bait, attracting people who want to save $10 a month. So good luck if you have something more expensive than that to sell. So the first step would fail because there's just no pain when someone's clicking. And the third step fails because anybody can compile a list of free stuff. If your goal is to get purely views, and there are moments for that, it's definitely a good way. But if you're gonna make a video about the best free stuff, you're gonna get people who are interested in free, and surely you'll get more views. Instead, it could be like 5 best AI tools to solve a specific pain point. Content topic itself pre-selects your audience type before the video even starts. You have to attract the buyer with the right bait right from the start. Videos about free and cheap fundamentally break the first step of the loop before the video even starts. This works because on a psychological level, when you buy something, you don't want the information. You want the thing that the information will get to you. Info is just a bridge between that gap. And you stack enough of these pain points on your YouTube channel so that each doesn't get as much views, but the views that come keep coming for longer and from the right kind of person. All right, you know the topic pre-selects the buyer, but now you need actually a repeatable way to find these topics. And it's not just about remaking the most popular videos of your competitors, all right? You start by showing me your ideal buyer. And it's not like, oh, guy between 29 and 30 years old that needs money. I'm talking about if you're ideal client is a creator, you go to YouTube and send me their channel link or their Instagram link and tell me, oh, this is the guy. Or you show me your cousin, take me to his home and show me this is the kind of person. And then we can look at him, what he's doing. What kind of content is he watching? Like, where does he spend his time? Like, you take your cousin and you like track him basically, right? And maybe only then we can start describing him on a Google Doc, like, okay, he's 28 years old, he has a stable job, he's living paycheck to paycheck, and start describing his behaviors. But you start with a real life example of this person. Then we need to map the big 5 milestones they need to achieve in order to get where they want to be. For example, if you're in personal finance, this could be something like, first, know exactly where the income is going, build a budget that they can actually stick to, eliminate bad debt, build a safety net, and start growing wealth. Then you'll notice that between every milestone, there's still a couple of lower level things that they need to learn and figure out, like how to track spending, etc., right? So you list every small thing between those milestones until you have like an atomic level understanding of the journey and every decision they need to take. And then under every single point on that list, you write down where they are getting frustrated, where they're getting stuck, like where they are wasting time. And these friction points are now your content topic goldmine. This only solves the first step of our loop. And here's where a lot of people stop, making a huge mistake. If you're clever, you go a step deeper and try to figure out what are they doing today to try to solve this pain. We do that because we need to understand them better than they understand themselves. And this builds your second step of the loop. This is your actual content. This will get them results. My topics that build my cult-like audience of buyers are always structured like, here's the pain point you have, here's the broken solution you're using right now, and here's a better way that you can implement today, ideally with something I've made for you by myself, and you can just download it so I can also get your email, right? So I'm not only attracting people with pain, I show them that I understand them better by showing them what they're currently doing. I show them the better solution, and I also get their email. Well, like, come on, right? This is the most important part. You make the content about them achieving a result and not about what I want to talk about today, okay? Whenever I see someone saying, today I wanted to show you, like, bro, like, nobody cares. There are thumbnails of half-naked models next to your face. You're fighting against it every second. You don't talk about what you want to talk about. You talk about what they want to solve. This is the difference. People who don't make it sit down to ideate on videos and think about what I want to talk about today, like what I want to show you. This is a great way to not burn out, right? Like psychologically for you, it's the best because your brain is like, okay, I'm fulfilling my own internal motivation. And this is a great way to not get a burnout. But from my experience, if you're getting burnout, it's about the system and not about your feelings, all right? But even if your content topics are perfectly targeted to the buyer pain points, why would they trust you enough, the third step of the loop, to buy instead of just like watching and leaving, right? This is why 10% of the creators make 90% of the money. If you think about it, last time you bought something, it's probably from a person or a brand you've been already following for a few weeks or months. You probably didn't even read the sales page properly. Your decision to buy didn't happen right there and then. It has been happening step by step, weeks ago. Our brains are like those dogs that you train by giving it a treat every time it does something you want it to do. And the same thing happens here. Every time a creator teaches you something and it works, your brain assigns this result to this person. Educational brands or personal brands you'd buy from and spend the most money on just master this loop of giving your brain a win per video. Something that you can personally execute on today and see results from. So next time you see their face, you click again and you come back and they just repeat it over and over. And if you do it right, you'll see comments like, I've never clicked so fast on a video. The rule of thumb is that person needs to spend 7 hours watching your content to become super warm and be ready to buy if you put something valuable in front of them. So, for example, if you've been posting for 8 months and it feels like nothing is happening, you're probably just one cycle of this pain solution trust away. For example, when people buy from me, they started watching me 6 months ago on average. So the video I create today will bring me sales in 6 months if I keep making the right content. So it's about consistently repeating this value loop in your viewers' minds. And you will get bored of yourself talking about the same stuff over and over. You will not know what else to record videos on. But if you stop, you're not even giving them a chance to build this trust. They need to become a buyer. But to become a buyer, they need to know that you have something to offer, right? So we make sure they know about the offer, whatever it is, if it's like a sign up for a waitlist or direct to checkout. You mention it in every video. not after you finished delivering value, but simultaneously with it. You'll know you're doing it right if people are commenting like, I bought this guy's product and it's awesome, right? This is the next sign of a cult-like audience of buyers. Okay, it's not about showing your face or not. It's not a blue platform where people follow you for your face. People follow educational creators for their perspective. It definitely helps to look likable, like the people you're talking to. But at the end of the day, people just buy results because buyers don't get annoyed by being offered solution to their problems. Viewers do. They don't want to be told what their problem is. All right, but the problem is that if you make only pain-solving content, wouldn't your views completely tank? If you're already bringing in hundreds of thousands of views per month, this is going to hurt your ego because it makes perfect sense. The entire platform and incentives are to get you more views because that's what they care about. Every social dashboard shows you views first. If you switch to this kind of content, the views might drop and it might look less of like a spike. And instead it will look more gradually like this. Once you build this audience and library of content that brings you views from buyers, this is when it gets crazy. This is when you can actually wake up and see how much money you've made overnight. This is when you book a flight and go to a steakhouse without checking your bank account. This is when you close your laptop at 2 p.m. because the work is done, instead of constantly being on this content hamster wheel chasing views from the wrong kind of people. I want you to understand me that it's not about micro niche or like micro personal brand or whatever people are talking about today. These are just like the same concepts I talk about in this video, but slapped with a different name on top of it so that you think it's new. Because new is better, right? You choose the game you're playing. And if you want me to help you install all the systems I've used to build my business to millions, reach out, links below. But if you need to see more face a couple of more times and spend the 7 hours with me to trust me with a few minutes of your time, check this video where I'll show you what it takes to turn those views into sales.